Well, leagues, it's over. Hereth marks the last day of leagues. I'm really sad. I'm genuinely really sad. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. It's been really motivating for me to get back into the main game, but also I'm really scared. It's made me really scared. I have huge sadness right now. So I'm gonna say goodbye to my first leagues. I put some solid time into it. I'm gonna miss it so much. I'm gonna miss you, leagues. Mwah. I thought about making a video of just a compilation of everything that I kind of thought and learned in this first league. So many crazy things, some so real, some probably would sound ridiculous to a real player. Like, I didn't really understand that treasure trails and clue scrolls are the same thing. I thought they were different activities. Like, every time I saw this gear pieces from a treasure trail, I'm like, well, what the fuck is that? Like, and now I get it. Like, I can't believe it took me playing leagues to understand what a treasure trail is. But here we are. Like, I did so much. I think. Like, I don't know. I have nothing to compare it to, but this feels good to me. Like, I couldn't believe how into it I got. 117 seems crazy. I love that. What a slap. I wish you could see, like, when. I need some details. I was so excited to be a water wizard. 49 deaths. I I think half of that has to be Colosseum. I got so addicted to Colosseum for a single night. Like, I started at 10:30 PM and I just did not stop. I was obsessed with it. I really wanted to kill the last boss. It was like 3:30 in the morning until I finally looked around and saw I was in Mystic gear still with no upgrades, and everyone else was like wearing like their Infernal cape and just all these other upgrades. Like, I hadn't done just anything. Like, I hadn't done barrows. I don't know if I even had like ecothermy stuff at all. It was just nonsensical. But I had a great time. Like, I did reach the final boss and I was just so obsessed. Like, I really thought I could do it. And if I was really good, I probably could. Like, probably if it wasn't 3 in the morning. But I loved it. I'm gonna get into it more. I loved bosses and I'm so excited to learn that I really like RuneScape bossing, I think. I'm sure some of them are just god awful. And I can tell. Like, certain bosses, I'm like, there's nothing happening. Like, it's so boring. But some of them are such an adrenaline rush, and I love it. You see, I didn't actually do echo bosses very much. I got the gear and I left. But that's what you do, right? Like, you're just going for the gear. The clues we're gonna talk about. Oh my god. I really thought I was gonna get 99 fishing. We're gonna look at it where I ended up. I really thought I was gonna make it. I I don't know about that. I don't know how people were getting to 99 without just being like dead inside. Like, the skill rate, the XP rate just felt way more of a slog than I thought it would. I don't know if I just wasn't at the right spot or what. I really tried to search for it and I just didn't know what else to do. I think I just kept trying to go back to anglerfish or monkfish. I was like, no, no way. Like, I would have to sit there for like 3 or 4 more hours or something like that. I don't know if that was worth it. I really should have probably finished my Slayer XP, but who cares? What am I going to do with the extra 200 points, right? Yeah, I ended with Kandarin, the Great Corin, Mauritania. I don't know if this is good or this is kind of like underdoing it with how many bosses I was doing. Oh, can you believe first leagues? I got my Adamant trophy. That's what I was really going for here. I had a few moments where I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. And I felt really distressed. Like, I was so sad about the thought of like, I don't know if I can push through. I don't know if I'm good enough. There's so much to learn. There's so much to think about. There's so many times where I just didn't know where to go because everything is new. Everything is new for me, right? Like, so everything I pretty much had to search, it was always just extra time. Like, if you look at my time played and think I didn't do a lot, like, I think you're just experienced. You probably are an experienced player. This is what it's like as a non-experienced player, just how much I had to shuffle around and learn literally everything. I hadn't been in like any of these zones really before. I've been to Arduin. Barely. I actually don't even remember why I was in Arduin. Probably by accident one time, not even knowing what I was doing, but I haven't done literally any of this content. So it was quite the journey. Just, I think that's why I feel so sad. And I wanted to make a video in some shape or form. At first, I was going to make a bit more of a higher effort video. I, I hope this is still enjoyable, but I wanted to make a video even just for the sake of me being able to look back at this, because after making my Firegate video and watching it back, I felt so much. It was really moving to me to actually have it like recorded, and like it felt like such a real moment. It's so crazy to be able to watch yourself back in such a pivotal moment of something you really, really enjoyed. And especially, I just love video games, right? And now I wish like I had been recording so much more just in my gaming history. So I feel even more compelled to just record what I'm doing, if only for the sake for me to like look back at this and like tear up. Because I really do. It's made me feel so proud of myself. Like this game, I can see it now. Like there's just so much that you end up feeling so proud of yourself for. I'm gonna take a look real quick at what I ended up with my gear wise. I got the Barrow set Abrams. I don't know if that was actually good. I got really stuck on gear. Gear, I'm starting to realize, is probably my number one most confusing thing in RuneScape. I don't get it. It's not clicking. I don't know how anyone knows what to do next. I don't know if that's why I see so many people talk about really hard following a guide and not kind of being flexible, because like what in the I don't know where to go. Once kind of all the experienced players stopped playing, which was kind of like the last 15 or 20 days of leagues, I didn't really have as many people to talk to and ask. And once I didn't have those resources to be like, hey, what are you doing next? It just felt too high of a hill to climb. I got so lost. So partially I had a lot of trouble with Cox. So that's probably it. I'm sure that that was probably my next step for gear, I think. And it just didn't really happen. I did it a couple times, but I think I got very anxious. Maybe socially anxious, primarily about Cox. The occult necklace I did some pretty solid. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to legit sit there and grind those demonic gorillas for my jewelry, but I did make it through. I did push through. I thought it was a fun little thing, but the fact that you have to kill so many to get this gem, oh my god. That part I'm not sure I'm into, and that's what makes me nervous to go back to the main game. Shadowflame Quadrant, I'm so excited about that. That was so much fun. I loved Ecothermy. That was such a fun boss. I'm so glad I was able to do that one. Oh my god, the grind for your little like talk kit. I I mean it's fun in leagues, but when I was doing it, well, I don't know if I should say it was fun in leagues. It was a decent time. You just kind of listen to music and go back and forth, right? Especially because I took the what was it called? The alchemy stuff. So I could just kind of alchemy up my ore that I mined and just sell it. It still took a while. So that's where I'm like, people do this in the main game without the league shit. That's crazy. Like that, I didn't want to think about like how long that must take, because it has to take so much longer, right? I'm really in for something if I'm really going for this in the main game. I just don't. I don't know. Yeah, pretty solid, but probably it's pretty mid core. Pretty mid core, I think. I mean, I look sick. Yeah, it looks like I got my Adidas on. They kind of look like Nikes, actually. This is what I look like leaving the house to go walk my dog. Oh my god. The Inferno cape did not feel as accomplishing as the Fire cape actually, just in the league sense. I'm not gonna say real stuff about things that I'm sure feel so different doing it in the main game and accomplishing it that way. It's just that when I got it, you hit that point in leagues where you're basically cheesing stuff. Like you really don't have to think about it anymore and you can just stand there and finish it. That I don't really have an attachment to. So I really don't feel anything about the Inferno. That's why I didn't really record it. I just don't think there's much to say because, the last part is still, I couldn't cheese it. Maybe if I grinded out more points, I could have cheesed it. The last part was crazy and fun. Everything before the final boss, such a slog, really boring. I died the first time and I was like, I don't know about this. I'm gonna try it one or two more times, but like it is so long and boring and nothing is happening that I don't if it doesn't have it, I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing this. Thankfully, I fixed it up. The biggest detriment to my bossing has been not adding tiles to these like way harder bosses. When it's like a tough boss, I mean, having some tile markers down just so important. It fixes just everything for you. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I just got it right off on the second time. I think you can see how many times you've killed something. I think. Do I know what I'm looking at? Election. Oh, I never did Abyssal Sire. Weird. Yeah, you can tell that I just did my 50 alchemical hydras and noped out of there. At some point, it got to be pretty hard to keep track of tasks and like what was reasonable to do. That's probably just an experience thing. My wonderful, sweet husband made me an Excel spreadsheet to help me. And honestly, I kind of think if he had not made me that spreadsheet, I don't know if I would be here talking about this because that made it feel so much more doable. Okay, I have to show you guys the sheet that my husband made. It's so cute. So I was typing in my tasks whenever I did them, and you put them in here, and you just press the button, and your points go in. So it was telling me just how many points I needed per day to get to my main goal, my main total for the Adamant trophy. And yeah, I would say I got this rolling, or I should say that he got this rolling for me, gosh, a couple weeks into leaks. So at that point, for the most part, the points per day were started around like 450-ish. I went pretty hard at the start. It fluctuated a bit. When I was doing well, it went under 400, which was great. And then when I was getting depressed, it went back up to like 480. um, some things were a struggle, but this is so cute. I'm gonna save this. I might even print it out. It's so adorable because you can just see, like, every time I entered tasks, it shows the date that I completed it. Like, I can't believe this was slightly over a month ago. I did 300 Krakens, and I went so crazy hard on the 6th. Oh my god. I did so many tasks. I was definitely riding a high. I felt on top of the world. Just going crazy. I actually love doing the agility arena tickets. That was so fun. That was so funny. That was one of the first things I went to go do, and then I just ended up getting distracted. I meant to do it like day 2 or 3, I think. And then I forgot about it. Isn't he the sweetest? I can't wait for more Excel spreadsheets. Rank sword? I didn't understand a rank sword. That was the point of the game where I definitely just started cheesing things and didn't pay attention. So it's a cool boss room for sure. Barrows is I did not like that. I did not like that. I didn't like how many times I did it, how often I was grinding it just to get a set. Partially Barrows is why I sort of wonder, like I kind of regret picking Mauritania. Now, the whole point of this was I wanted to see what in the hell was I looking at? Well, Fight Caves. Fight Caves, I did it twice so I could get an extra fire cave. 2 kills. It doesn't show you how many times you died to a boss, though. Forest Coliseum. I never killed that fucking boss. Yeah, show me how many times I did it, though. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna miss it. It's gonna be really sad. I mean, I'm going to be so much weaker going back into the main game. I've barely done anything in the main game, really. I've just been goofing off. I just don't know. I really hope that I still enjoy these bosses not having kind of some of these league superpowers. I don't know how much that affects it. I did a lot of the things that I loved most, these early bosses like the Fight Caves and Ecothermy and Echo Amox. It was so early on that your league's points just didn't matter that much, the demonic packs. it like saved your skin a tiny bit, but there's gonna be things that feel like this still. But I don't know. Partially what I'm scared of is I know that there's just way more prep involved than what I actually did. I don't know if I'm prepared for genuinely how much you have to do to gather your shit up to go do a boss. Thinking what people actually do in the main game, we'll find out. I get anxious, but at the end of the day, I go for it. I've been trying to think if I would recommend newer players like me to do leagues. Do I think it was a great experience as a new player? And I feel like I said enough just how much I learned that it seems like an obvious yes. I will say, I think that there's like a break point though, because I've played the main game. I believe it says something like 150 hours. I haven't actually done it like a lot. I don't know how much of that was just me AFKing or goofing off and spending like 4 hours running around to different zones and doing nothing with that. um, but I think I learned enough. Like, I think you have to have a big click moment where things kind of slide into place just a little bit in the main game before you go into leagues. Technically, disclaimer, this is not actually my first leagues. I did try the last leagues when I was much bright-eyed and new. I think I only had like 15 hours in the game when I tried last leagues, and I only played that leagues for like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Did not do much. It meant nothing to me. I was so lost. Yeah, this is cool, but I don't know what else to do, so I just didn't log back in. So that's why I don't know how much like a super new person would get into it because it is so uphill, like so many random zones and this huge task list of things that are full of words that are gonna mean nothing. They're gonna mean nothing. And sometimes you open these wiki pages and it's just a novel, a novella, if you will. Just so much writing and you're just wishing someone wrote something for a newer player, half the word count, but not a lot of that exists actually in this game. So yeah, I would say I don't think you have to boss. I didn't boss before this, and I don't think you need to start bossing before doing leagues by any means. I think you kind of have to have some understanding with the game, like getting to the point where you can call the game your friend and not just like an acquaintance. And then starting leagues sounds like a real solid plan. That's been my experience. Now, if we take it a step further and say, should you just do leagues to push yourself further? Like, would you like RuneScape more? I think that's been my experience. I really think that I respect and love this game way more because I did leagues. I really do. I think that a lot of people can have that experience no matter what they like in the game. Maybe not if you're like a huge quest person though. But everything else, if you want to learn if you truly like the different aspects of this game where it comes to skilling and bosses and strategy and learning to sort of prep and how to make these things like your potions and stuff like that. Seeing if you like those things, I think that League's streamlines that so much more. The main game really gives that feeling of like, oh, you have to watch like 4 seasons to see if you really like the show. Like it kind of gives that vibe off. And for people like me, that's extremely dissuading. I'm like, uh there are so many games you can spend your time on that don't take 4 seasons to know if you like it, you know what I mean? So it's hard to say. I'd be interested to hear if anyone feels like leagues did the opposite for them, where they liked the game less or like just didn't feel anything from it. I had a lot of highs in this league, so I don't know if I just got lucky or what. A lot of what I loved maybe is thanks to other people. So if you're hard playing leagues completely alone and don't type in chat, don't make friends, I could see where maybe that affected my experience. RuneScape is truly old school, like it gives me the old school vibes. I am such a typer when it comes to these more classic style games. It's really funny because I play a lot of MMOs still. I still love World of Warcraft. But for a long time, I thought I just became less social. Like I don't really type and chat as much anymore. I didn't think about it until I played RuneScape that I wonder if a lot to do with it is just the game, like the game and the vibe, because I love talking in RuneScape. I love typing to other people. I think I typed and talked to people everywhere I went in this game from the beginning sort of to the end. There was not many people playing anymore at the end. Everyone that I saw toward the last 10 to 20 days, like, not talkers, but that's okay. Yeah, one of my top highlights from leagues is just making friends. I really enjoyed talking to people so much, asking questions, doing what I could in groups. That part I really gotta understand better. Like bosses, if you can do them with other people or not, it's a bit of a I have no idea. Like some you can, but then you don't get loot because you're both Iron Men. But then some you can do it together and you do both get loot, even though you're Iron Men. And it's like, okay, there's a lot to learn in this game for sure. I got it. I never did the nightmare. I read the wiki and I was like, that sounds not fun. I don't know. Oh man, other highs, I already talked so much about bosses. He just I loved it. I really loved it. There were some I just don't think that much about, but I mean, Fight Caves gave me such a high, like, oh my god, my heart was pumping at the end, and I was so excited. And I felt like just there's so much stuff in the moment that I was finally like getting, like everything was locking into place for me a bit. The Echo bosses were so much fun. The anxious part of me, obviously, just that's why I worry a little bit if I just really liked the Echo bosses specifically. If it's going to feel the same when you don't have Echo bosses, I'm not sure. But the Echo bosses were really so cool. The only one that I was like, well, whatever, is the Echo Grotesque Guardians. That's just because that was my last one. And the late game was just kind of a steamroll at that point. And there were things that I probably could have done that were not a steamroll, but I was pretty burnt by then. So what can you do, right? I really thought there were so many fun tasks too. I've been talking about bosses so much, but actually, I just really like doing a lot of different things in the game. I genuinely like grinding out skills, like as though they were my profession. So few people did just baking meat pies, but I did it because I love stuff like that. I love sitting there making glass orbs or whatever. And it wasn't bad to do. It took like literally 20, 30 minutes maybe. But I learned so much from the variety of tasks that they gave in different areas that sent you to these different places. It was the first time I'd done Hunter, and I was like, wow, this is actually fun. I had been putting it off because it seemed not too fun, but it's a chill time. It's kind of mobile game-esque, but you know what? I mean, mobile games are mobile games for a reason. They're fun and they're simple. Sometimes you need that in your life. I think the rewards from Hunter are really entertaining too, so I'm kind of excited to get that together for various reasons. This is going to come up again, but I learned about agility stuff, and I really want to unlock Hollowed Sepulcher in my main game. And I want to wear like the Hunter stuff that makes you zoom, like you go faster if you wear it because it's like it reduces your weight and stuff. That's sick. I want to see if that works. I want to do that. It sounds really fun. It's probably going to take me some time. I've been kind of dreading farming in the main game, and I surprisingly really took to the farming mini game. I enjoyed that actually. Again, it was just kind of a chill time. You just do it. You don't have to think that much about it. There's just a rhythm to it, and you just do it. Overall, Varlamore is just so cool, like way cooler than the actual starting zone. I wouldn't be opposed to having just have started there in the first place in the main game, you know what I mean? There's enough to kind of pick at everything. Whereas I feel like Miss Allen, part of why I'm like, I don't know about starting Hunter or starting more farming and all these things, because sort of the distance, but it just doesn't feel like it's integrated into the zone anyway. So I think that's why you get this kind of lost feeling about it and you just don't know that that's right for you. It ends up feeling like half the skills are this like later progression thing when it's actually not. You start in Varlamore and it felt so open and accepting to just trying any skill. And that leads me into I learned that clues are actually not that bad. Clues upset me at first. I only did like a beginner clue, I think, in the main game, or whatever is the next step above that, I think. Either way, it was not great. I really hated it. I have not opened another clue since, but in the very late stages of the leagues, I knew I better try to do some clues because I ended up taking the minion relic, which you have to give certain gear pieces to, and those gear pieces just happen to be easier to get through completing clues slash treasure trails. Now, the hard clues are actually really entertaining. Beginner low level clues, no. I don't want to do those anymore. If I have to do those, ugh, I might just do it when I'm like all kitted out and have tons of money or something later on. Thinking about if I had any regrets, kind of mentioned earlier, but I think I should have picked Tyranwin instead of Mauritania. Ultimately, what I really enjoyed was just completing tasks. Even if I didn't actually do bosses, I think I would have kept playing a lot, just doing skills and doing whatever variety I could to learn how to level those skills and kind of picking up on some of these efficiency type things. That's where I think Tyranwin actually would have been more beneficial, or specifically me. Mauritania, the Barrows grind was not very fun. I didn't even do Barrows as much as I did Kraken, and yet I don't know if it's just that it was toward the end or what, but I just didn't feel happy about it. Probably because you have to still click quite a lot. Like Barrows at that point, it goes so fast. It just dies in 2 hits, and then you gotta click to the next one, and things are haunting you, and you're digging, and then you gotta teleport. And Kraken is kind of, you have things that are AFK, and it's like, okay, it's a grind, but at least I don't have to do that many clicks per minute. Mauritania was not that. You had to click around quite a lot. It was really grindy. There wasn't a ton there that wasn't. I will say that's how I discovered Hallowed Sepulchre, and I really loved that. It's too bad that I only found that out at the very, very end. I think I literally only found it out in the last 2 or 3 days. Had I done that sooner, I probably would have sat in that a lot. Although that's where, interestingly, when you get into certain zones, it was like surprising the amount of points you get for certain tasks. And then on top of that, how few tasks there are, like limiting variety in a way. I felt that looking over Tyranwin's tasks, I probably would have had a better time doing them. And I also wonder, just for kind of like long term thinking, if I would have developed better with my main game skills if I went to go learn Gauntlet. I know that Gauntlet is very important to people just by word of mouth. I've literally never seen anything about Gauntlet. I've never watched a video. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I just know people do it a lot. And that's why some people really hate it because they do it so much. But I was going to enjoy anything. I've never seen anything before. So I think I would have enjoyed doing it. I didn't have the bonus effect of then kind of knowing how to do it in the main game. Doing it in the main game and not knowing how to do it just has so much more consequence because you're losing so much more time, resources. It's not the biggest deal. I don't think any of my regrets, go hard. Like I don't have super hard feelings about any of it. Part of my choices were kind of from making friends and I thought we were going to do things together with the friends I made and that didn't really pan out. I was very excited to learn Tob. I'm a huge fan of Tob Tuesdays. So it was going to mean a lot to me to do Tob. But you know what? Like at the end of the day, I'm not heartbroken over it. I'm going to do Tob someday. And speaking of which, we got to get I don't know if you guys know this, but Tob has this corner so you can have a picture, like a fan picture with a cardboard cutout. I'm going to go get my fan picture, the cardboard cutout over here. Now, my other regrets, and maybe that's part of why Mauritania felt a little bad. I had some regrets on if I really should have been grinding as much as I was on certain gear pieces. It feels a little bad for such a short term event, how much you did have to grind to get a gear piece to go do other things. I hope in future iterations they do consider doing a little more of an altered drop rate. Maybe just saying, if you hit the threshold on the odds for the gear piece, that it just goes up like crazy so you can just move on. Because I think that is the whole point of leagues anyway. I don't have skin in the game when it comes to main RuneScape, but leagues, it's like I felt like I ended up spending too much time sitting there with like Slayer tasks, doing barrows. It adds up. I was more fresh when I was doing all those Krakens, but I don't know if I feel good about that part of it. And I wish that maybe I spent more time just doing those variety of tasks and learning different things in the game. Again, I gotta say, gear is just confusing for me. I don't get it in this game. And I've really just been having a hard time with guides. The progression steps are just not there for me. Sometimes when you look at a wiki guide, say for a raid, it will show different sets of gear, but there's still like a lot of high end pieces. And the problem with leagues is, you go on a wiki page, it's recommending gear in a zone you don't even have unlocked and you can't unlock it. So, even more so in leagues, it's like you really have to have that game knowledge to know what's the best equivalent I could find to make this go better for me. And on top of that, you have the demonic packs that feed into certain things. Like I did the water build. So if I took gear that had particularly good defense, it technically would have been great for me. That's part of why I think a lot of water build users went to go do Gauntlet because it had this cool crystal armor set. And that worked really well for being a spell user that really wanted defense, apparently. As far as I know, that's just word of mouth. Okay, so you don't have all these raids and things. What are the next steps? Like, could I have just been going into Tob with Aram's robes? I have no idea. Like, it didn't feel like it. I still felt very squishy. Whereas I saw other water build users in very different gear from me, and they were just crushing everything. So it just felt overwhelming. And I think that's why I fell off a lot in exploring more of these bosses. I think the last thing of it is I I don't actually have regrets over the relics that I took. I enjoyed my time. I got made fun of a little bit for taking Barbarian Gathering. I thought it was funny. I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. It was the right pace for me. I was completing my skilling tasks like twice as fast as my friends that took like endless harvest. My magic tree gathering went way faster. I think they were sitting there for like an hour and a half when I was done in like 20, 30 minutes. The only lame part it kind of felt like is kind of going back to how many points you get for a task. There were so many tasks that gave you way more points just having XP. And it felt like that really gave too much to Endless Harvest people. I don't think that that needs to be taken away. I don't think it wasn't fair. It just ended up feeling like maybe more so why they should have maybe added more tasks with higher point gains that had more variety, or just giving more credit to someone that, completes Hallowed Sepulchre. I didn't even finish a Hallowed Sepulchre. I think I only got to floor 4, and I don't even know if I completed it. But like crediting more for certain gains when, Endless Harvest people are just easily getting, I think, like 1,000 plus points from complete AFK content. I think it's cool that they want to do that. And, I want to have more of a interactive game and I want to click a little more. I just want to be able to do tasks that also suit my style of gameplay while they are able to do tasks that suit their style of gameplay. That's all I think about that. I wouldn't have swapped it because I had a great time and I thought it was so funny to punch everything. Even now, 30 whatever days later, I mean, it puts a smile on my face. Lil Bernstein's just putting her hand like in the water catching sharks. Everything else was great. The only thing I wish is I mean transmute was amazing, like so integral to my game. But I would have had so much fun having Butler's Bell too. I think that that was a decent swap. possibly even just like a decent reloaded pick. But Larcenist was genuinely fun too. That I really enjoyed picking up Larcenist with my reloaded. So that's just a tough one. Some of the choices here, I wish certain ones were swapped to a different tier, so you had a chance to choose between maybe slightly more equivalent things. But maybe that's the same thing as what happened with tier one, is where you end up choosing between something that is fun, but is gonna make you like really close on points. Like it's gonna make you feel like you're not making it to where you want to be, and it ends up feeling like maybe I had to pick something that was less fun just for the sake of getting my points. And it's hard to say with that kind of decision tree if that is right or wrong. I just wish that it happened less. If I could have a little more of the fun stuff. Where are things going next for Lil Bernstein? I mean, the motivation is all-time high right now to actually be playing RuneScape. I'm getting back into it. I'm getting back into the videos. I'm thinking about streaming it. It's gonna make things more fun. I really enjoy the interactive element, so if I get to chat with more people, I think it's just gonna make the game that much more fun. And I've already written a list. I got a list in my RuneScape diary, okay? First of all, now I really, really know how important fairy rings are. I really want to see if I can get that unlocked. I don't know the full extent to how difficult it is to get that. I don't know if all the rings, most of the rings get unlocked once I get to that point. It's whatever. You know what? Even if I only have a few fairy rings, at this point I'm used to public transportation. And if I don't get public transportation in the main game, I'm going to riot. I'm going to break my legs. So that's up first. Got a little bit of a grind to do. I looked it up and it's not too bad. I did actually do most of the requirements, albeit that is the easiest of the requirements. The ones that I haven't done are probably the longer portion of it. I have to do Lost City, which means I need 31 crafting. I don't think I do any crafting in the main game, so that'll be a thing. I have a tendency to like to try and find quests that'll just give me the XP for whatever skill it is, so we'll see. And then I gotta do Fairy Tale Part 1, obviously, which you have to do Lost City first to do that. Overall, I'm gonna need probably a slightly higher combat and then higher farming XP. But other more generic things, sort of related, like I want to start farming more. I don't think I'm going to enjoy actual farming. I think I can level the skill with the minigame, but I'm aware at this point, if I don't want to just buy everything from the, oh god, I'm going to out myself as a WoW player. The GE, I almost said the auction house. I'm so sorry. If I don't want to buy everything from the Grand Exchange, I'm gonna have to farm, and like I do want to experience what you would have to do if you can't afford stuff. Which technically I can't afford stuff. I have no gold, no coins. So I'm gonna have to farm to get my herb lore up so I can start making these potions. Because I don't want to have to buy every little thing. I don't I don't know. If I find a good coin generator that I enjoy, maybe, but I don't. I don't have any money. So this part of like kind of starting to learn some actual prep to things. And I think I could do Scurious. Like, I mean, I think I probably can do Scurious like tomorrow. So I think we can start getting there, like start pushing myself to this stuff. Obviously, I want to go to Varlamore. It was sick. I loved Varlamore. It was really cool. The town is great. And I want to learn how to make wine and stuff. And it seemed like that's the place to go. Like, you got to go over to Varlamore. It's just where everything's popping off. And then if I go to Varlamore, I feel like I start Hunter, you know? It wasn't so bad out there. I feel like I would understand starting Hunter if I just went over there. But starting Hunter might be far easier if I just unlock fairy rings. So we'll see how that goes. I think I can start it, but maybe not go too deep until I complete fairy rings. Fairy rings is prio, guys. And then, yeah, lastly, I unlock Hallowed Sepulchre. That's going to take a while, I'm guessing. In the first place, it took me a while to do it in leagues anyway, because you have to unlock the zone, I think. The vampire zone? It took me a while. But I'm gonna unlock it. I'm already in Mauritania, so how bad can it be, right? Can't be that bad. It probably is way more of a high-end thing, though. I don't think that's for how early stages I'm actually. We'll see. Maybe I can just be this one-trick pony agility account. That'd be crazy. That would go so hard. So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. I'm excited to get these fairy rings running, start up the generator, and feel like I'm actually zooming around and exploring the world. I feel like I own Gillinor now. Like I'm owning this place. I get it. I get it now. I get it. Lil Bernstein, she gets it. And I'm really excited. I hope you guys are excited too. I'm going to start doing bosses. We're going to do bosses. And we're going to mourn leaks. I might cry tomorrow. Let's be real. It's going to be okay. I don't know. They say, I think Gridmaster is coming, but I don't know. It's not going to hit the same. I'll try not to be too sad. Hope to see you guys around. Bye.